Hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World. And regular viewers will notice I've got a new hat. I've had it for ages and I just thought I'd wear it. It's 1st of July here in Scotland. And I did a video last week and I was saying how warm it was. Now let's have a quick look at the weather outside. So here we are in Scotland, in Edinburgh, on the 1st of July. That's my brown bin. That's where my grass cuttings are from our summer last week. Oops, I just smashed one of my guitars. So look, that's the sky. And it has been pissing with rain for the last 3 days. Beautiful, beautiful. That's my wife seems to be setting up some sort of crazy Hollywood themed film set. Except it would be fair to say we do not get the weather in Scotland to be filming Hollywood type material. Anyway, back to the matter in hand. I did a couple of videos for Cheap Trick guitar covers, both from the album Heaven Tonight. Don't want to be rude and not show Rick and Bunny. So Surrender, On Top of the World, California Man, High Roller, Auf Wiedersehen, Taking Me Back, On the Radio, Heaven Tonight, Stiff Competition, and How Are You? Produced by Tom Werman, came out in 1978. Now many people say this is their favourite Cheap Trick album. You know, I can't argue with that. It's crammed full of great tunes. So the covers I did were On Top of the World and Stiff Competition. So let's have a quick look at how you play them. Back in a minute. So I'm not wearing headphones today because I'm wearing my new hat and my headphones don't fit over my hat. I don't want to crush my new hat. So the camera's over there and this is camera 2. So anyway, this tune, quite easy, not a whole lot in it, but like many of Cheap Trick's songs, simple but effective. I think what you need is A good songwriter, like Nielsen, B, very good singer, incredible singer, Robin Zander, and you need a guy with a 12 string bass. I'm not sure if Tom was using 12 string bass at this point, 1978, and a cool looking drummer who was always smoking cigarettes, although that's been found out to be bad for you, so don't do that. So standard tuning. So the song starts with this riff, just on the bottom E string. So what that is E string open, then hammer on to the 2nd fret, E string open again, 3rd fret, E string open again, and then back to 2 open, 3 open, and that's the sequence. It goes like that. And then when the verse starts, he plays an E power chord up here on the 7th fret of the A string, the 9th fret of the D, and the 9th fret of the G string, like this. So it comes out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then to an A power chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then to a C power chord. Now I played a C minor, but I don't think it's a C minor. Could be this chord as well. Adding your pinky onto the 5th fret of the top E string. But to play it safe, and I think the way the band play it live, is he just plays a C power chord. So it's 5 on each of those chords. So I'll play it from the intro and then that part. So then there's a run, there's an octave run with notes played on the A string and the G string, and the D string when you're playing these octave chords has been muted by your finger. So it's first note is this 10th fret of the A string, 12th fret of the G string, then down to the 9th fret of the A string and the 10th fret of the G, down to the E, 7th fret of the A string and 9th fret of the G string, down to 5 on the A string, 7 on the G string, and down to this B, so it's the 2nd fret of the A and the 4th fret of the G, and then just an A. So it goes like this. Play that again. And then into the verse proper. Now, the studio version isn't quite as raucous as the live version, and it goes like this. He's basically playing a G chord to a B chord, but he plays it a bit like this. So you're toggling between the 2nd fret of the E and the 3rd fret of the E. Then to a B power chord, 2nd fret of the A string, 4th fret of the D string. Down to an A. And then down to an F sharp power chord. To an F. So I'll play the whole of that part of the verse. And the same again. The third time is slightly different. It starts the same. To the B. Again to the A. But resolves on the C chord again. So the last part goes like this. Back to the intro riff. To that again. And then it plays the whole verse sequence again, and in the middle 8 it just plays the E, A, C power chords, and then the octave run and plays the whole thing through twice. And then for the very end part, in the song on the outro, it's like the verse, starts with this hammer on from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret of the E string, but then changes quicker to the B, to the A, to the C. And that's the whole tune. I say there's not a whole lot in it, but you don't need a whole lot in a tune to make it good. I mean, Rush have loads of stuff in their songs and they're good, but that's not necessary in every single tune. So that's On Top of the World, part 1. Now the other song I did was Stiff Competition, which again there's not a whole lot in this, but another brilliant tune from a brilliant album by a brilliant band. So Stiff Competition starts like this. It's very Who-like. So the first note that he plays in the intro is like an E, and then quickly hammers on to the G. Slight bend on the G to an A chord. Now it's 2 beats on the A. What I do is I use my third finger, and you're basically playing between the 3rd fret of the E string and 3rd fret of the A string. And he plays a G chord to a D, like that. To the whole intro. Now the verse is the same, but he doesn't play an E before every measure. It just starts on the A. And then it goes to an E chord, to a D, to an A. So that has this rhythm. Plays that around 4 times. Then it's a B power chord, 2nd fret of the A string, 4th fret of the D string, to an A chord. Now he plays that twice. Then he plays the B to the A again, but with a slightly different rhythm, and he's dampening the strings. So it goes like this. So as I say, it's still B to A, but it's more palm muting. I'll play that whole thing again. Goes to a D chord. And then the bass plays a bass run, and there's a tom fill. On the studio version there's quite loud acoustic guitars, but live he plays it a lot more simple. He's playing a D chord, picking across it like this. So it's just a D. You would normally say 2nd fret of the G string, 3rd fret of the B string, 2nd fret of the top E. So you're playing the 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string, 1st string, and ending up on the 2nd string. So it's just a D chord, and that's how you play. And what he does is he moves his finger to the 3rd fret of the G string, still playing the 3rd fret of the B string. Same picking pattern. 3, 2, 3, 1. And then there's a build up where guitar, I think Robin was just playing these chords. So it's just, that's that last chord that you played, 3rd fret of the G, 3rd fret of the D, and then a heavier guitar comes in playing the A sharp chord, which that's part of an A sharp. 1st fret of the A string, 3rd fret of the D string. And then there's a stop, and then it goes back into the intro riff. Now this time he does play the open E to begin with. So the open E is just the very first thing, so I'll come out of that bridge and into the verse again. So that's the whole of stiff competition. 2 lessons in one, as I said. You don't see that on the internet very much. So thank you for tuning in this morning, folks, on this incredibly rainy day in Scotland. I hope you're enjoying your 1st of July, wherever you are, and I hope it's better weather. Speak to you soon. Cheers.